All right, welcome everybody. We are now live. I'm going to type that in as well. We are live! Exclamation mark. So I'll give people a moment or two to file in. I hope you guys can hear my voice, and I'm going to introduce our guest, our man of the hour, in just a moment. A very fitting guest for week 4 of Spin and Go class. So just one moment and we'll do that. Then we'll get to tables. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Live play. Aid Runo, sound check. We hear you and see the video. See, Aid Runo is a guy or girl, I shouldn't judge, who knows what I'm looking to hear, which is that people can see and people can hear. So thank you, Aid Runo. So with that said, let me introduce today's guest. Today's guest for many weeks would come on this coaching as a listener, and he would say, I want to hear more about Spin&Goes. And that was actually a great request because Spin&Goes are an increasingly popular game. We have the Spin&Go course. And he always also gave great comments on hands, asked great questions. So I thought, you know what, let's get this guy on here, and that's exactly what we did. Please welcome Spin and Go low stakes beast Tatiana Erdu.
Hi guys.
Now, how badly on a scale from 1 to 10 did I just mispronounce your name?
Uh, Tatiana Radu.
Okay. I'll say
I
that's an 8. I mispronounced it that bad.
It's good. It's good. It's very good.
Okay. Welcome, Beatdown Star. So thanks for coming on here today. Tell us a little bit about you, the games you play, and how you got here.
I start to play sit and go 90 men, 45 at $1, $1.50, and I play a few months. I have a I post them, and after that I also start them. And I heard about from my girlfriend about Spin and Go, and I want to try it. And they are quite profitable. They are more profitable than sit and go, from my opinion.
Great. So you moved into Spin and Goes because of that. And these are pretty soft games. You're happy with them.
Yes, yes, they are more easy than sit and go, in my opinion. I have a good ROI on them.
Okay, so let me ask, what's your ROI in them?
Now I have a good period, and I have about nine, and $3, and I have about 10 or more. I think I don't know because I play them on mobile and on my PC, and and on my mobile I don't grab the statistics.
Well, those are very impressive numbers. About how many games have you played to get that ROI? What's your sample?
At $1 I play about, I don't know, 5,000 or more, and on $3 I play about, I don't know, 700, something like that.
Okay. Welcome, VGram. Welcome, Suffolk. So we're just hearing from our guests today that so far at ones and threes, he's having an ROI of 9 or 10%, which is very impressive. Even at low stakes games, because the big thing is these are hypers. These are fast formats. You know, like if you're playing $1 non-turbo 45 man, 9% is not too impressive. But at spins, those are really good numbers. Aid Rudo wants to know, is this all on PokerStars?
Yes, yes, on PokerStars I play them.
Okay, great. Um, so I've got more I want to ask you, but the focus of today is live play. So do you want to go ahead and load up your first table?
Okay.
So here we go. And if you don't mind, you can wait till after this game, but mute your PokerStars sound once you're done with this one.
Uh, okay, but I
I'll tell you how. Don't worry. Play this game. Don't worry about it, and then I'll tell you how to mute sound.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So first thing, do you not normally use a four-color deck?
uh, I use them on sit and go. I don't use them on spin and go.
I really
I
don't
play.
understand it. And don't get me wrong, there are plenty of good players. You know, Thrash is a great player, and he doesn't use four-color deck. I don't understand it at all. Like, I would go crazy not using a four-color deck.
Yeah, I play them. This. Uh, I will play. I heard from other players there are is more good.
Okay, well maybe before the next game, if you don't mind, we'll switch to that as well. King
What
Jack suited. Do you ever three bet shove that pre, given that there's already 100 in the middle?
I don't three bet shove in the early stage. I three bet shove when at 15 to 30.
Okay. What do other people think? I mean, King Jack suited. One of the things is that it plays very well post flop. So obviously flatting is going to be very profitable. For me, if the button raises to 40, then I definitely wouldn't shove because the risk reward isn't there. But once the small blind flats as well and there's 100 in the middle, I would normally shove there. What do other people think? Do you guys like flatting that, shoving, three betting small? And nice shove here with the jacks, of course.
Ah,
What
I'm
a
lucky.
flop.
Yes.
All right, good start.
Yes, yes. Was easy. I'm very lucky from 2 months. No,
Well,
2 weeks, 2 weeks. No, it's too much.
luck is the best thing to have. And a nice small sizing on a dry flop. I like that a lot.
I shove here, I think. I will
Yeah, so
shove.
this is pretty much to me the same as if he had just open shoved for 10 blinds. Like I would three bet shove, pretty similar range that I would call. And 7-9 offsuit. This guy's crazy.
They are weak players on this. I prefer it to limp ace five offsuited.
Okay, because you don't want to face a three bet.
Yes, yes. And if he raise me, I can call it.
V Graham saying that he agrees with your call of King Jack suited, so definitely matter of style and how you want to play there for sure. And okay, well, I'll let you play this hand first.
Okay.
I assume if the big blind shoves there, we're going to stack off with ace four suited.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you notice at these stakes, are there certain things that people are consistently doing that you can take advantage of, like being too tight or too loose in certain spots?
Uh, I don't know. They bluff when the flop not make sense. They make a big race on I don't know paired board. And if I get a aggressive player, I play passive. This is my strategy.
Right. So taking advantage, and that's one of the things we're going to talk about a lot next week, is the different player types and how to exploit them. And another thing, I think you were actually on Skype mentioning this, but you normally play with a HUD.
Yes, I play but I want to play it without it. I play with Hold'em Manager to be more focused. I played with HUD because I want to see the three bet statistics. It's very important for me if I raise he three bet or not. If he has something like 7-8, I raise a lot that player.
Right, absolutely. Um, Aid Ruder wants to know how many tables do you play at once usually?
Uh, 1, 2 tables.
One or two?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a close spot. I can fold it also. I,
Yeah, I would definitely call if he had min raised preflop. When he raises 3x, I would normally fold.
yes. I, sometimes I call, sometimes I fold.
So you must have put a lot of hours into Spin&Goes to get over 5,000 games playing one or two tables.
Yes, I play a lot of them.
Are you trying to build up and play more tables?
Uh, I will play in the future, but I want to grow from uh, to $7, and then after that,
Right, right. Get good at the games and keep on improving and then move up. That's a good approach. And I like the flat call on the flop. So,
yes, because if I make a race, he can re-race me or shove me.
so it seems like a big part of your approach is looking to play small pots against weak players. We've seen a few open limps here. I like the open limp with 10 deuce suited. And then once you open limp, I'm assuming we're normally going to be stabbing almost any flop.
Yes, depends on the player. If I are some players when I limp they race, and then and for these players I min race a lot because if I limp they shove they race and is not a good strategy.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the player.
Yes, I open race because last time he attacked my limp. That's a good
Yep.
flop.
A nice flop here.
Yes.
He's in the tank. He's tempted to spew it off here.
Yes, I call it if he shoves.
Definitely.
Oh, I don't. I think I call.
Okay. Yeah, turn is kind of close.
I.
I would
Mm,
generally raise turn
yeah. Yes. I. Okay.
because we're under 20 blinds and we flop top pair there. If he has us beat, like if he turn trips or something, then I'd be willing to pay him off. But once you just call the turn and the overcard hits, I like just calling the river. Aid Runo writes, the player pool in stars is so big that a HUD has limited use because most opponents you won't have seen before. Aid Runo, I agree with that for spins compared to a lot of other formats, but for me, I still like having a HUD up because sometimes you do see the same players, you get more stats on regs. So for me, I would normally play with the HUD. Insomnia writes, what do you do versus min raise with hand like 10 deuce suited from the button? So I guess that means if we limp 10 deuce suited and our opponent min raises, for me the answer would be that I'm pretty much never going to fold, getting 3 to 1 in position. So if I were to limp a hand in the button, the big blind min raises, I would almost always at least call that. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I limp. Whoa. If he makes the bet smaller, I bluff him because it's a good board for bluff.
Yeah, I agree with that. But when he makes
I
it full pot, I definitely agree with your fold here. V Graham says if you want to play more than two tables, it's a lot easier using a HUD. You can look at how often players fold to steal as an example. Um, and I agree with that. So, and what you guys are saying is true. If you're one tabling, a HUD is not going to be too useful, particularly in spins. So, though, were in me, I would still tend to have it up. And it's more and more useful as you multi-table.
pretty standard from now.
Yep.
I think I limp, if even if it's weak hand.
Okay. So if we're limping this, I guess we're playing pretty much 100% of buttons, and
Yeah,
not such a bad flop considering that we've missed. We have the gut shot, and he's usually not going to have an ace or a jack.
definitely. He makes it three X race. I don't know what you mean.
Now he's,
Yeah,
I'll tell you what it means. It means he's on tilt. It means that you're owning him, and he's started to tilt.
I shot this.
Yes, definitely.
No, nah,
Ace king.
premium, premium.
Come on, three.
Nah,
Okay. All right. Well, good game, and let's make a couple of changes before you load more. So there are a few things, if you don't mind.
no problem.
Okay. First thing, this Skype that's showing that you're on the call with me, would you just move that off of the table?
Okay, sorry.
Great. And then, okay, so open up your stars. And what I'd love to do would be to mute sounds first. So that's going to be if you click on settings, and then um, there's a sounds tab on the left. Under
Uh,
global, if you go global sounds,
okay.
and then at the top, the very top of this, enable sound effects, check that, apply changes, perfect, and then click OK. Then the four color deck, which is, let's see, where is the four color deck?
Uh, Table appearance.
Yeah, table. Okay, if
Uh,
you go, yeah, here it is. If you go to settings, table appearance, cards, yeah, perfect. Okay, you already have it. And the other one I'd suggest, this is your call, but I'd suggest always mucking, like never showing if you don't have to. Do you ever show on purpose?
I don't show, even if I bluff, and it's a big bluff. I don't show.
So if you
Never.
never show, you should change it to auto muck.
Oh, uh, I sh- uh, I I show
If
sometimes if I have an ace or something like that, and he shove me to uh, for that player
Okay.
to.
Well, I'm not going to force you to do anything. It's totally your call. For me though, I like having it set to never show my hand, so that doesn't even pop up. To me, it's more of a distraction. But your call. No worries either way.
Okay.
All right. Table number two. Come on. We should. You know what? We better get a nice high multiplier for one of these. 30,000. Come on.
Now, I, the most I have 240, and I played standard, and the last hand jacks against aces. No.
Oh, jacks against aces. That's a pretty brutal cooler for a big multiplier.
Uh, I have in that match I have about five coolers or something like that.
Wow. So here you raise small with ace jack suited, which I like a lot.
Oh, this is a close spot.
No,
I
it's a close spot. This is not a close spot. You really? This is a close spot? He open shoved the first hand. There's no way. Okay, well, I shouldn't tell you. Never mind. You make the decision you want to do, but I can't imagine ever folding there.
no, I see people who trap me, and that was the reason. He limp and then he shoved me.
Yeah, but we're getting good odds, and he also open shoved in the small blind in the first hand. I mean, I think folding there would be terrible. I think you definitely made the right call.
Uh,
I would snap that off with
in
worse, with ace
particular,
ten off, with ace nine suited. Am I? I mean, you're the one who plays more of these than me at threes. Is the average player trapping there?
regular players, but I see recreational players who trap.
Well, considering that we were getting pretty close to 3-2, we don't need all that much higher than 40% equity. I think we have a lot higher than that.
I bet I raise here because I have top pair and I see weakness.
Yeah, I like that. I think if he was stronger, he's going to bet more than the min.
Yes, 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 because his was a heavy board.
Insomnia is shocked by this. Insomnia, I don't think it's. I mean, I definitely understand if you want a flat there. I think that's totally reasonable too. But there are a lot of worse hands that he can call with. I think his min bet shows weakness, so I think it's a fine play. What about why did you check back the flop here? Why not stab this dry flop with seven high?
Depends. Sometimes I raise, sometimes I do not raise.
Okay, I would, for what it's worth, suggest betting the flop there with no showdown value, and because he's usually going to have missed.
Yes, against the aggressive player, I don't raise there. It was a mistake from me because he shoves me pretty much.
8 Runer writes, I find a stab on a paired board gets no respect at all. So, 8 Runer, are you saying that if, for example, you limp in the small blind, you're only going to stab a paired flop if you've connected? I mean, we have to have some bluff range there, right?
Yes.
V Graham, yes, what you're saying is exactly right. It's more charging our opponent and taking advantage of the fact that it looks like he's pretty weak there when we have top pair and not giving him the free card. Nice bet here. I like that. And take it down.
Yes, if a player makes me a bet like uh, something low than 60, then half a pot, I re-raise him because was a heavy board. There are two draws uh, and flush draw, and straight draw. If you have something like 6-7 or I don't know this. I think I bluff him here. I will bluff him.
He's going into the tank. Nice. What do you think about shoving pre there for 12 blinds? Do you ever do that with a king 4 offsuit in the big blind after he
Sometimes,
limps?
sometimes.
Yeah, nice shove here with the jack 5 suited. That's perfect. Yeah, I would do that a lot of the time. If it's not, obviously there are players that are going to be trapping more, but if I don't have reason to be suspicious and the opponent limps 12 blinds effective, I shove pretty wide.
I don't know here. There are sometimes when I shove on this. Uh, Fuck.
Wow. It's not such a bad spot. You have double overs to his sixes.
Yes, I don't put him in compare. I,
Yeah, that's tough heads up to put an opponent on a pair.
yes, much of time when he have on board pairs and they are have a five five six wow wow a blind
Nice.
like
This is going to be the end. I can feel it.
I think I will shove here.
Yeah, that's kind of close to me. The other option, of course, is to flat there and let him try to
Yes,
shove river if he wants, if he's bluffing. But you read that very well. He was strong, and nice work.
thanks.
Good win there. Did you watch any of the World Series of Poker final table?
Yes, I watch them 2009, 10, 11. This one I don't watch it.
No, not this one. McKeon just absolutely owned everyone. He ran good, he played really good, total domination. But during the
Yeah,
broadcast, Antonio Sfandiari every like 2 minutes would say, "It's so tough to make a pair. It's so tough to make a pair." So I just thought of that when we were talking about not putting our opponent on a pair heads up.
yes.
Bruno says, my grandmother could have pwned with those cards. You know, Bruno, you're right. I mean, obviously he ran incredibly good, both in terms of hands he was dealt and in terms of, hitting flops and everything like that. But he also played really good. I mean, so many people at that final table played really bad. Like Nouveau played, I think at least, Nouveau played very weak. Max Steinberg started playing way too tight and leaving himself very open to getting exploited. Beckley's raised fold on the button with ace 10 off against McKeon. So I think McKeon, nice turn there. Even though he ran super good, he by far played the best. I didn't think it was boring beatdown star. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I really enjoyed it.
I think I would shove here
I like it. I like it.
because he can have an eight or a
Or he
queen.
could call a queen. Yeah, he could definitely call a queen. I like the shove. On some rates, there's one guy who plays very slowly, so boring. I think that was the Israeli player, Zvi Stern, and I agree. He took way too long to act. Everybody took a long time to act for the most part,
Uh,
but there's really no reason to take 10 seconds pre-flop on every decision. I think Stern actually averaged taking about 30 seconds pre-flop is what I heard per decision, which is completely crazy. Big check raise there by Gnet B. Not repping much.
I don't. Yes, I don't answer.
Wow, two weak 4x hands, and they chop.
These are the players on this buying. Uh, I don't know, fold. Sometimes I call it because I have good dots. If they are suited, I definitely call.
Yeah, a bit of a cooler there. So if Bartachek folds there, do you shove the four deuce off, or are you going to fold that?
I fold it. I play. I recommend the ECM poker. I bought it. Uh,
ICMizer.
yes, 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 and there is a spot where 4 3 3 3 2 Seven to you fold. It's a spot when you double up him.
Yeah, so you're correct. In equilibrium, it is a fold, and generally I would fold that as well. Not always, but generally I agree there. Interesting spot here when he clicks it pre-flop and now min
It's
bets.
close. It's close. I can raise or just li- just fold. Uh, Sometimes I shove him because he show me weakness, but
So when he bets half pot there, we're getting 3-1. So basically the question is, if we call there and we hit, are we on average going to win a little bit more than 120 from him? So pretty close. I think as played, I would tend to call that turn. Insomnia is saying, or just shove on the flop, which is true. It's kind of an overbet, but we do have a good amount of fold equity, so I think that's a perfectly fine line as well.
so yeah,
Yeah, and I like the min race here. Try to induce good
it's a
flop
great
for
flop.
us.
Here I will shove.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's a pretty good hand for him to have. Amazing, no spade there.
Yes, I was lucky. I think I will call him once. If he raise, I re-raise him.
Oh, aggressive play here. Bruno, the answer, nice hand. Bruno, the answer to that question is yes. He's not calling for the showdown value of the 8-7. He's calling to make a play at it, and that was a very nice bluff there. Good job.
Thanks.
One comment that was I think V Graham made earlier was about not getting respect on paired flops. It really I think just depends on our opponent. For example, if a reg bets a paired flop and you raise him, then a lot of the time he's going to give you no credit. Whereas plenty of times, if you just take a small stab at a paired flop against a recreational player, from my experience at least, a lot of them are going to fold a bunch. So I think it's very player dependent, and very nice line on that double paired board, repping a jack on the turn.
Hmm, I will check here.
And Somnia points out we could also just donk bet on the flop, and we're not really repping much at all if we do that. But against some players, it doesn't matter all that much. They're mainly thinking on the 0th level, what's my hand strength, rather than trying to put us on a hand.
Okay, I call because that it's a
Yeah,
bet.
well, it's funny because I said earlier, I said that I would always call in that spot. Now I'm seeing the 7 deuce and thinking, okay, maybe I wouldn't actually call that, but it can never be too big a mistake. Um, At the flop, I think we're in me. I'd raise a little bit smaller, but obviously we would call off, so it would have been the exact same outcome. It wouldn't have mattered there. So, did you apply parts of our first 12, the strategy that we've been going through in these
Uh,
coachings?
no,
So why did
I
you show up with them if you're not using any of it? Come on.
no, I I saw videos from your poker strategy, and I make my Equilab open ranges, call ranges, and that is what I use. I see the opening range from what you show me is a little bit tight. I I think.
You mean the official strategy?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a little bit tight.
Well, it's designed to take beginner players and introduce them to the game and keep them out of trouble rather than be the kind of thing that you would continue to follow closely once you're playing higher games.
This is a close spot. If he shows me, I see videos where they say I fold and videos where they say I can hold it. In Isomizer, even King Jack is a call there.
I would very rarely in a spin raise fold king queen suited. To me, it would be too strong, so I would
Yes, yes,
generally
but
call it off.
just what I say, I see uh, videos where they say to fold. Uh, bad turn.
Yeah. A V Graham writes 7 deuce off limp call and then shocked enough to lose jaw somewhere near knee level. um, V Graham, to answer that, were me, um, I'm not playing 100% of buttons unless, most of the time. Obviously, there's some guys who can profitably do that. So for me, I'm just folding that pre most of the time. But if I did limp it, then calling the min raise is pretty close. I mean, we are getting 3-1 in position. So that would be the kind of hand where if you did limp and you could also fold, but I actually think it's going to not matter all that much in terms of long run profitability once we limp, whether we call the min raise. But let me ask you this: why did you limp that pre? I mean, do you think it's a mistake to ever fold a button against most of these weaker low stakes players?
Uh, First of all, I limp because the blinds are very big and I'm losing every time. I have days when I have seven deuce and eight deuce once after all. Uh, and that was not a, I don't think it's a bad spot because I have the odds to call. It's problem if I call it preflop.
Well, for me, I'm not playing 100% on the button against most guys, but
Uh,
as an exploitive adjustment against weak low stakes players, if it's profitable for you, that's great. But generally, I would have a folding range, and 7 deuce off would be part of that folding range. A Runo says at these tables, heads up, I min raise 100% of buttons until I am given reason not to. So he agrees with you on playing every button.
hmm, yes, it happens.
Yeah, but I like stabbing at that pot. I think you play that good.
I don't know, 75. No, it's just great. I will shove.
Yeah, shove and hope to suck out against kings.
Ace
Ace
four.
four offsuit. Wow.
These are the players.
Well, speaking of those being the players, we have a question from Anna Crucis, whose name mispronouncing, but it's a very good question. He writes, "Do you adjust your strategy if the prize pool is higher?"
Well, yes, I'm a little bit aggressive when. The price pool is higher.
Yeah, to take advantage of people being more scared money.
Yes, but it's not every time. Okay.
Suffix rates with spin stacks. I like limb stabbing until I'm given reason not to. I agree limb stabbing is powerful in Spin&Goes and in general with 20, 25 blind, even 15 blind stacks. And assuming opponents are more scared money question mark. I agree with
Yes,
our
they are.
guest. I think that in general players are more likely to play that way. Obviously, it's going to depend. Some aren't, but I agree with that.
I shove here.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that shove. I think we can shove there any ace, any Broadway hand, deuces, 9-8 suited, pretty wide range. And they respect you.
Even this I will shove.
That, yeah, clear shove. Any suited queen.
I'm unlucky. ah, oh,
Come on.
yeah.
Yes. All right. Now we're working our 3-1 chip lead.
That Easy Miser helped me a lot. I buy him about 5 months, my 5 days, and is very good. He
It is.
deserves
Do you
one.
use the quiz feature too?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
SNG coach.
Right. Okay. Stabbing the gut shot. I like it. Tough decision for him with Ace King. I guess it could have gone either way.
Yes.
It's too bad, but at least you get have that happen and still have the chip lead, so plenty of
I
time to
not
take him out.
I'm not get mad when I what is when I have a cooler. I get mad and I tilt when I play bad.
Good, good. That's the way to be. Citadel saying if he limps and an ace comes, he'll min bet the flop. Um, Definitely a good card for us, given that most opponents will raise with an ace.
Yes, I'll raise smaller because ace hard the boards are scary.
Insomnia rates you need only 25% fold equity. Actually, you need 33%, right? You're betting half pot, so you can lose twice, win once, and you break even.
No, I have in the money about 42%, something like that.
42%. You are crushing these games. Well, this is good segue because you say that, and that leads us to our next question, which is if you've played 5,000 games with close to a 10% ROI, 42% ITM, which really are just very impressive statistics, have you considered moving up to $5 games?
Yes, by I cash out 350, and that was the reason. I will no longer cash out from now. And I have this ROI, and I have a job. I work. I'm programmer, and sometimes I come back home very tired, and I play them. And this ROI, I can, if I play full time, definitely I have a good ROI.
Yeah, absolutely. Civics is asking for your CEV, but you've told us your ITM, and we can get average chips per game from the ITM, right? So if you're winning 42% of them, and that means on average 630 chips, so your CEV per game is plus 130 chips, is the math I'm coming up with for that. And the fives, though, are a bit different, right? Because on the one hand, since there's $1 million max prize for first, they're probably going to be a good level in terms of attracting a lot of recreational players, but they're also going to be more swingy because more of each buy-in goes toward generating those $1 million prize pools.
Yes, yes. Uh, that is my my next level.
Um, Aid Runo says 5,000 games and 9% ROI would be 1350. A withdrawal of 350 should still leave a healthy balance. Aid Runo, a lot of the games played were at the $1 level, so it would be less than 1350. Sudaro writes, I play 50 cent and $1 Spin&Goes. They tend to go all in with anything and call all ins with anything. It is difficult to have a good ROI if they simply tend to gamble every time. Um, well,
Oh,
let our guest play this hand.
how I get
Yes!
happy.
Oh man, what a sweet river.
Yes, yes.
To answer your question, Sidero, if people are going crazy and just shoving every hand, that's good for us because that means that we're going to have a lot of profitable opportunities to get it in with high equity. So try to think more about how to exploit people doing that. 6-3 off, that was an 82 cards, 3-bet shove.
I think I
Rake is the same in fives that is in threes, so there's no difference. If I'm not wrong, then only top prize changes. Yeah, but the probabilities are going to change for all of them, right? Because there being $1 million first place possible means that other multipliers are going to be less likely. So it is going to increase the swings. And Insomnia, to answer your question, they're the easiest games to get a good ROI in because of weaker players.
yes I have a good ROI on $6. The players get crazy and shove.
But you agree with me, right? That that's what we want. If people are going crazy a lot and shoving hands they shouldn't be shoving, that's good
Yes,
for us.
yes.
Good, good. This is an interesting limp preflopper. You're limp folding that. Is that correct?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely. Oh,
Come on. How does he get kings for 5 lines?
No problem. I don't get mad.
50, 100, okay. What's the highest blind level you've ever made it to?
Uh, 60, 120.
Yeah.
Bad, bad.
Okay, here we
This,
go. Shove, yes. Step one, good
oh,
flop.
yes,
Here we
yes.
go.
Percent. It's funny. Oh,
Oh no.
yes.
All right, awesome. Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Winning the higher multiple ones, awesome.
Yes, that who brings the money.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. Do you find it tough sometimes if higher multiple ones or even just standard 2x ones you lose a lot in a row? Does that affect your mindset at all?
Uh, Sometimes it affects when I'm having bad decisions, when I'm taking bad decisions. Then I have downswing. My biggest downswing was, I don't know, 70 big blinds or something like that.
70 buy-ins.
70 buy-ins. Sorry.
That's actually pretty good for I think for a worse downswing. I like the avatar by the way. How did you come up with that avatar?
Mm, in the past, I change it one time, I change it two time, and I can't change it three time. And now I can change. And I don't know. I like these cartoons.
Yeah, yeah, I like cartoons too. I like that. Um I would suggest in this hand raising preflop. What do you think about that?
That yes, yes. It's a good spot to raise to 60. I sometimes I do it.
Yeah. Okay, a nice flat call there. Voigt writes, I kind of have the feeling that spin and goes don't have a lot to do with what I call poker. I kind of miss the normal 9-man SNGs or MTT SNGs, which have way lower traffic now. Um, it is true that other forms of SNGs have lower traffic, but they still definitely go. So at least as of now, you can definitely still load games in them. And a lot of the strategy is the same. I mean, there's no ICM, but pretty much all just short-handed, relatively short stack play. Interesting spot here.
I check it to check raise. That was the reason I don't bet. I suppose the button raised me because he mean raise and want to bluff me, want to bluff us.
Right. And I like going for value at the river. That's good.
Yes, a queen, maybe a six. Oh, I don't think he has. Mm, I call it.
Really? Wow.
Oh, okay. You put it on flush.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough spot. I've had arguments with other players before. Like there's a guy I stake, and he once said to me that he doesn't give river raises a lot of credit, and he's a very good player. Um, but to me, I have the exact opposite. I generally give river raises a lot of credit. So that's a tough spot. I think I would have folded, but
Yes,
it's a tough spot. What do other people think? Can we get away from that, or are we going to be bluffed off of the hand too much? Probably another thing that happens, and one of the reasons why you call is, do you get a lot of people at these stakes who aren't necessarily raising their. Oh, let you play this hand first.
Uh, it's a close spot.
That is, yeah, it's another close spot.
I think I will call it. I don't know.
I was
Uh,
just going to say, get players who raise in spots like that with hands that don't really make sense for value as a bluff, just because they don't really understand hand rankings, probably.
yes, yes, because on flop, I expect on check raise on that flop, and that was the reason I call it. Because I make a continuation bet and he doesn't re-raise me, don't re-raise me. That was the reason I call it.
Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Uh, I get that big races often are for value. They call it, but I can't fold it. I can't get the fold button. I,
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to differences in the buy-ins. Like normally when I'm playing, um, I think that against a lot of guys, we're correct to get away from that, but probably at ones, threes, fives, you get a lot of people that are acting more randomly, don't have a clear idea of why they're making a certain play, which could make the call correct. Um,
yes, I get those type of players,
right,
and
right.
that was the reason I there's nothing makes sense on that play, but they're playing.
So, while this hand is going on, let me ask, what do you think about the recent changes made by PokerStars? Do you think they're going to affect you much? Has that been something that you've given a lot of thought to?
I read about that. I I'm planning to take poker seriously, and that will affect me on the future.
Yeah. Yeah, not very good for many players, but oh, another 18. That's cool.
Yes, uh, I get lucky now. When I start to play $3, I get about 30 matches, and I don't make more than $6.
Wow. Hey, let me ask you, in that first hand, the player to your left open shove for 25 blinds. What are a couple of the worst hands you would call there with? For example, are you calling with down to ace 9 off, ace queen
No,
off?
no. S9 is the bottom. S9, yes, is the bottom.
Okay, so like ace 9 off, ace 8 suited, king queen suited, pocket 5, something like that?
Uh, Pocket 6. I
Okay. I love how concrete you were in that answer. You had no doubt. You knew your calling range. That's awesome.
Yes, I study a lot. I have a lot of notice. I study. I watch on YouTube. I watch everywhere. I find the spin and go. I I get my notes, and when I'm not at my PC, I try to read them on my mobile.
Wow. You are a spin and go connoisseur. I don't know if that's a word used often in Romania. Do you know what the word connoisseur means?
Now,
It means someone who knows a lot about something, somebody who studies something a lot.
yes, my work. Okay. I can't play one at my work because I play much if I can.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm programmer, a web developer.
Great. I guess there's a lot of parallels between
Yes,
programming and
I
work like that and poker.
yes, I uh, have science university. My degree. I make my degree in science, and there are a lot of math there.
Yeah, definitely. I think we might be able to chuck fold that turn even facing a min bet.
Yes, yes, I was talking to you, and
I know it's mean of me because I'm asking you all these questions and then
no, no,
criticizing your
no,
play.
it's not a problem. Normally I fold. I don't have any hand. A few outs I have there. Uh, I think I will fold here. If they are two-handed, I will check raise, but it's three-handed.
Yeah, I agree. Raise heads up and fold because we're trapped in the middle. I agree with that. So he open shivs there. I guess there we're going to call down to about ace deuce suited and probably
Yes, yes,
not ace deuce off, right?
yes. Ace four off. I think
Ace
I
four
will
off.
call.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Okay, and a nice looking hand here.
I will shove this.
Yeah, I like the shove.
It's playable hand, but I often shove.
Yeah, if it's me, if I have a little bit more than that, I would raise to 75, but there you're right. Oh, nice. Right under 12 blinds. I like just shoving that.
Shove.
No, with the queen 9 suited, not
Ah,
here.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, I
No,
definitely wouldn't shove this.
yes, yes.
Ooh, top set. This
Mm.
could get juicy.
You bet smaller than
No, I think there's flush draw. There are Broadway
yeah.
gut shots. I think that's perfect sizing at the flop. Yeah, hand looks just how I would play that hand.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
uh, I don't know. I shove.
I would 100% shove here.
I
Definite shove.
I don't understand how can we have attention.
Oh
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Ooh. Insomnia agrees to the shove. I agree with the shove. I think that we definitely have to get in there. A little bit too short.
Oh, I think I will shove here. Oh, perfect.
Well, you're such a luck box. Just
I
calling with
am.
your gut shot and getting there. Yeah, I might raise slightly more than that, but I like the check raise. It's a good line there. And that does the trick.
Same time.
Yeah, every time.
I'm calling this.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we'd have to call the button.
I think I will shove this. E- Even if he trapped last time, I hope not trapping this time.
Yeah, I like the shove. I definitely prefer the shove to checking. Because we're over 15 blinds there, um, normally I would raise to 100, but I think that's pretty close. Shoving is definitely fine too.
I don't race because I met a lot of players who shove me, and that is the reason. At these limits, I race and shove me, and it's not profitable.
Hmm. So limp 3 betting is common at these
Yes,
stakes.
yes, yes.
That's interesting. I did not know that that was the case. But here it's okay if you limp 3 bets you, right?
Ah, yes. Yes. Mm, not bad.
No, not too bad. So what do we do there if he check raises us?
Oh, that's a close spot. I think
I
I
think we
don't
have
know.
to go with it. I don't think we can get away
Yes,
from that
yes,
double overcards
yes.
and backdoor straight draw, the
And
third flush draw. I think we have to go with it. Um,
he can have also a flush draw.
yeah, yeah, he could. Checking back there on the flop would be okay too, with the plan of calling a lot of turns unimproved. But I like just betting and being willing to stack off. And a nice draw here. King high could also be good. This
Yes,
should
good
be an
draw.
interesting one. Do you have any thoughts and impressions on this player so far? How would you categorize Lucka Pro?
What do you mean?
Um,
Uh,
if you were describing him, like let's say that one of your
oh,
friends was like, "Hey, is Lucka Pro a good player?"
okay. Uh, I think it's I moderate. It's not very aggressive.
Insomnia says fish, which is not a very kind thing to say, but I think is honest.
Yes,
I would say if I was going to categorize him, pretty much loose passive, just kind of a weak passive player.
yes, yes. I tonight I don't have I was um aggressive players. I don't met aggressive players tonight, but I have days when I met only aggressive players, and this is bad. I limp a lot when I met aggressive players.
Yeah, that's a good counter. And yeah, I was just gonna say I was gonna say don't check. That's what I was thinking. I was like, don't check this back. You've got it bad. So Vgram says he's not going to give you any respect. I say he's always going to fold. And based on that sample size of one hand, it appears that I'm right.
I think I will shove this.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I don't think he's going to call, but even if he did, I like that shove a lot. There's 120 already out there. He's going to fold a ton. We have some equity if he calls. I like that shove with the 10-9 a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I will ship it.
Yes. But he has Jack 9, King 5, even better.
Yes.
All right, well done. And the first player that you have a note on, so what's yellow? Is yellow a reg?
No, it's weak player.
What does your note say? Do you mind if we take a
No,
look?
no, no. Wait a minute. Uh, Oh, I know him as a weak regular.
What, what does Slav Rao mean? That's weak in Romania, in Romanian?
Slab means weak. Regular is regular.
Is that like saying subreg?
Uh,
Maybe that doesn't translate. Sometimes
yes.
in English, like a subreg would mean a regular who plays very poorly, kind of.
Uh,
But obviously, he's based on
he's
that first hand.
yes. I think he tweaks a lot. He doesn't tweaks. I can call one. I don't think he have ten in or jack. Oh, I'm very.
Nice. Insomnia wants to know, by the way, what do you think about raising 5-4 suited on the button?
Uh,
Did you fold that because you were distracted, or do you normally fold that?
5-4. I don't think. Sometimes I call is the bottom. 5-6-5. I I definitely mean raise.
Yeah, 25 blinds deep, I would normally open 5-4 suited. Not against, if the blind's 3 bet a lot, I wouldn't. But without much of a read, I would normally open 5-4 suited on the button.
Yes, I sometimes I open. I said 6-5 suited is my bottom range. I I have this range from poker strategy videos. I think I will call this once.
For what it's worth, I fold to that flop bet. But it looks like you've got a plan in this hand though. You weren't just randomly calling. You got a plan.
Yes, I will check raise turn.
Well, raise it, right? You're in position. It's not a check raise, but you're raising him. I like this.
Now I'm checking. Check fold. Yes, fold.
I
But
was going to say, if you check back, you would occasionally win with King High at Showdown. He could have like a low heart draw, A9 or something.
yes, that will. Sometimes when I know that he's bluffing me a lot, I call with hands like this.
Anna Crucis says, "Why is this reg reek? What are your reads on him? Didn't we see the first hand? Didn't he get it all in blind versus blind with Queen 7?
Uh, First hand,
What did he show down with in that hand?
uh,
I mean,
seven.
yeah, I think that says it right there, doesn't it?
Yes,
So we get second pair, which looks like a pretty nice
good.
hand here. I assume that we're not likely going to be folding at any point.
Yes, I will call here because he bluffed me.
Okay, I like it. Okay, I like your line a lot in that hand. I think that's perfect.
I think I will shove here. I don't think he has king.
Okay.
Oh, took.
4-3, come on. I think
Oh,
that's. Oh, yeah. I was just thinking. It took me a second to process. Hey, that's a good river first. I like the shove there. I think that he's bluffing a lot. There's a lot in the middle. I mean,
yes,
against a lot of players, I wouldn't like it, but I think against him, that's a good profitable shove.
yes, against him, definitely.
Do you have an ambulance going by?
Yes, I have the window
I was trying to
open.
figure out what that noise was. And then I was looking out my window. It's like, hey, I don't see an ambulance. Maybe he's got one going by.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
I want to put the money in the middle. That was the reason I make
I
so
like it.
big.
Insomnia saying call. I prefer your raise. I think that there are a lot of worse hands and draws you can call with. We want to play for stacks. I like that as well. Aid Reno says, I think he lives next door to an ambulance station. Ambulance if he hits for 10K or more. So maybe that'll be the case. I used to live close to railroad tracks, and like 8 times a day I would hear this incredibly loud, like tooting horn from trains going by.
Uh, uh, I I stay in a neighborhood very quiet.
That's good. How was life in Romania? Do you have you always lived in Romania? Did you grow up there? And
Yes, yes, I'm from Romania. I grew up. I'll never go in other country to live.
there's so many good Romanian players. I've got a lot of Romanian friends who play. Guys I've staked who are Romanian. It seems like a country that attracts a lot of poker players.
Yes, I know a lot of players. I have my colleague from. Oh, I'm getting in
Yeah, I like the
from
release nine.
university.
Come on.
Nah, no problem.
Insomnia rates this guy is not a regular. Insomnia, there can be losing regulars. There are almost kind of two definitions of regular. One is that a regular is someone who basically knows what they're doing and is winning, but technically a regular is just someone who plays in the games a lot, whether they win or lose. Ooh, bad luck there. Nico KW writes, is there any reason to do those bets where half the pot is 30, but you bet 31? Um, well, I've got an answer for that, but what's your answer to that?
Uh, when I first, when the stakes are lower, blinds are lower, I bet 31, 32 because it's very, he don't have pot odds to call it. That is one reason, and to make bigger because it's half of pot, and half of pot about if it's 10 to 10 to 20, half of pot is 20, and I raised 22.
Good folder. Yeah, I'm the same way. I always bet kind of weird amounts, and the reason that I initially heard, I first read about that, I think it was in one of the Pearl Jammer MTT books where he was talking about that. And when you bet a weird amount like that, it shows up like there are more chips. And so my belief is that you can get a little more fold equity just because it appears slightly more intimidating. And that could just be totally in my mind. Maybe it's not true. But either way, I like doing it. It's fun to me. Anna Cruza says it looks pro betting irregular numbers. Yes, it looks cool.
I will limp.
30 is a bluff and 29 is for value. Yes.
No, if he, I want to ask you, are you doing if he checks? Did you bet?
C-bet. Yeah, I would C-bet that.
You will sit bet. Okay, I think I will not sit bet there. I don't like this hand. Jack, uh, Jack 7, Queen 7. I don't play.
Yeah, it depends on the guy. Some of the time I would limp stab there, some of the time I would raise. Folding's okay.
Yes, my bottom of my range, Queen 8, 10 8, Jack 8.
So we're at 15 blinds now. Um, what do you think here?
I, I don't. I think I will call it, but he showed me strength.
Yeah, I think here, to me, no option is so bad. Folding, calling, shoving are all fairly reasonable here without a read.
Yes, I think I will not shove there. I think I will shove here.
If an aggro player on a right, it does look that way. Generally, with that Jack 8, I would raise to 65, but pretty close. 8 Runner writes, do you look at how many tables your opponents are playing and make adjustments based on that?
Yes, yes. I play. I search them. Here I think I will shove.
Yeah, it's a shove. So if they're playing more tables, then you're going to assume that they play more like a reg.
Yes, yes. Of
Okay,
course.
that's good. And that's a correct race call on his part with the pocket fours.
I guess what?
Nice. Chip it.
I have plenty of outs there.
You
Oh,
had
on
you
turn.
had too many outs to count at the turn.
Yes. Straight draw, over, flush draw. Whoa.
Okay. Aggressive player is gone, heads up with the chip lead.
I think it's from. No, I thought it was from Romania. Wow.
Yeah. Very nice stab here.
I think I will raise. I don't know, 70. Because
Yeah, I like it. It looks like he might have a 6 or something. This is kind of weird.
yes, I don't know. I think I will fold.
Yeah, I would fold here. I don't know exactly what he's representing, but
No.
I do tend to give these river races some credit. Bruno's saying I target players playing 4 or more spins who are timing down every hand and struggling to keep up. They usually play fit or fold and shove or fold, so I stab against them a lot. And Crusoe says, I saw you're looking at their country when you have to make a tough decision. Is that true? I haven't noticed that. Have you been looking at countries to
Uh,
influence your decision making?
not now. If, in the past, yes, because if I play Spanish guys,
You
I
never
will.
fold? You know they're always
Something like
bluffing?
that. Something like that.
And you know that if they beat you in a pot, they're going to keep on typing in Vamo over and over.
Sometimes. Yeah, I will ship it. Do you re-raise here or ship it?
There's enough in there that I would shove. Nice.
Yeah. This I will ship it.
Nico KW, to answer your question, I think that if someone's only playing one table, you don't know for a fact that they're not a good player or anything like that. But if they're playing a lot of tables, then it's very likely that they're going to play like a reg.
Oh, what? I don't know.
I'm
I think,
shoving this personally.
okay, I will shove. I will fold it. Oh, well, good. It's good to learn.
Yeah, I don't know. Second pair heads up, it's tough to get away from.
Yes, but he makes 100 in pot of.
That's true. That does look stronger. Yeah, and good shove there with the 9-7. Moshman monies, yes sir. Insomnius is calling. So I'm not sure if you're talking about the 6-5 suited spot. To me, I think though the pot is too large at that point. We're basically just deciding for our stack. We don't want him to suck out on us. So we get down to 5 blinds effective. This will be our last game, by the way. Don't load another one after this
I,
one.
I understand.
And comes to a flip. Come on.
Now he has.
Oh, I didn't see he flopped a set. I'm sorry. And then he got quads, which doesn't seem very necessary.
I will shove this. Not being raised, not. I think I will limp.
Yeah, that's interesting. What a flop. You limp at shorter effective stacks that I do normally at 6 or 7 blinds. I'm pretty much just playing shove fold. And it's interesting because it seems like the few times you've done it, people have given you a lot of respect, even though you've been doing it with weaker hands. So I'll have to try that. It looks like an interesting play. And we'll see if we can get some last value out of him.
Yes. 90, I think, was much greater. Oh, he trapped me. And he has
How does he have a set every single hand? Come on. This is ridiculous.
no problem.
See, I've got to get. You're so calm and cool and untiltable. I have to get mad on your behalf.
No, I have. I think I will fold here because he never
Yeah,
2x,
I
two
agree.
5x. I have a lot of bad bits on this spin and goes. They nothing told me. Only a bigger downswing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I will raise here. Hmm. Hmm. Whoa.
Ooh, a post oak bluff.
Uh, for busted flush draw
Right,
and
right.
straight draw.
This is going to be epic if he folds.
Nah.
I still like the play. That's pretty cool.
Oh, well, I
Can't decide between limping and raising. Both good
yes,
options there.
yes.
I like the check back.
I, I think I will call here.
Yep.
No, it's calling and shoving. That was the options.
Yeah. Just unlucky if he has a 9. There you go. Won the max. Got him to bluff.
Oh,
No
again then.
set this time. Come on.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice work. You must have been up decently on that session, right?
I tell you now how much I have. Uh, $27.
Hey, that's great. 9 buy-ins.
Yes.
So, any last questions for Tatcha Nerdu? Today's guest, type them on in. And I gotta say, man, you play really good. You have a very solid game. You play very exploitively against the weaker players um, in terms of the limping, the stabbing. So it looks really solid.
Thanks, thanks, thanks.
Um, so what's next? You're going to continue to build up and then move to 5s and 7s?
Yes, probably the five will they will remove the five, and I will go to seven
Yeah,
because five 50 cents and 100 maybe they keep, but I think they will delete this too. 5 and 50. It's happened in the past, and I think it will happen in the future.
right. Yeah, I agree. They probably will do that. So I think we're going to end it here. And thanks again to our guests. Well, okay, before I do that, we have one last question that gets in the buzzer. So I'll ask biggest downswing. I think you already said your biggest downswing was 70 buy-ins. Is that right?
70, yes.
70, and how many days did that last?
Oh, I think 3 4 days, something like that.
3 or 4
Three, four.
days. Nico KW says I'm playing $5 spins until the end of November because of the 1 million. Is that a good idea, or should I go back to my stake?
I think it's a good idea because because I see that it's have same at like $3, but the bigger buy-in is 3 to 10 millions, something like that. And in $3 is three in 100,000 the jackpot.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And a lot of soft players, recreational players, and 5s. So that's it. Thanks very much, Touch and Nerdy. I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks for making me on this.
Yeah, definitely. And congrats again on your excellent results in these games. And thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Great to have you guys on. And next week, by the way, the coaching will be on Friday. I'm going to be traveling a little bit earlier in the week, so coaching will be on Friday. It'll be our last spin and go of the of this series. We'll continue doing more at times in the future, but they won't be spin and go every week. So I will see you guys then. Thanks very much, everyone, and catch you guys next week.
See you, colleague.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.